Are you ready?
Audio.
Understand me. Understand me.
Yes, sir.
We come here for one thing only. To punch them in their motherfucking mouth. If you ain't about it, say you ain't about it and get the out of here.
This ain't no G, this shit smoking, this shit thrash for real. This that had you choking and got Tuka killed. Chasing clout and claiming bodies, they ain't do for real. In my got shots, but I promise that this strap is real. This ain't no G, this shit smoking, this shit thrash for real. This that had you choking and got Tuka killed. Chasing clout and claiming bodies, they ain't do for real. In my got shots, but I promise that this strap is real.
And welcome to Generation X, Youth Sports Network. Of course, I'm Jonah Woolard. We get ready to wrap up today's exciting games with a dope matchup between the Unit and the Island's Best Braves. 13 and under competition right here. Island Braves with the gold helmets and navy blue uniforms. The Unit in all black. Opening kickoff. And number 22 to kick it off for the Braves. Big boy there, kicks it deep. They'll feel it around the 30-yard line. He drops it, picks it up, and he'll be hit immediately as that muff causes him an immediate tackle right at the 20, let's say 29-yard line. So that's where the Unit will set up their offense against this big Braves defense, number 13, 99, and 22, all over 270 pounds. So you got to talk about the interior of this front seven for the Braves. They're the ones who brings the pressure for this Braves defense. And keep an eye on those three numbers that I mentioned, guys, all night from a defensive standpoint. 13, 22, and 99 up front. So as we get ready to wrap up all of our preseason matchups, of course, get ready for the national rankings. We've saw what we needed to see. And there's going to be another big matchup for the 13 and under this coming Monday night, Labor Day. Monday Night Football on Generation X. This same Braves team will be taking on the Golden Army in Miami. So continuing action right here. Big sack as the quarterback tried to set up. There's going to be a flag, and that's going to be a late flag. But, man, look at the pressure that the Braves bring up front. Quarterback tried to get set in a three-step drop. As he took that third step, he was hit down from a corner blitz all the way from the other side of the football field. So after that sack, unsportsmanlike conduct, the language, we're not sure what that call was. They marked out 5 yards, so it'll make up 1st and 5. Braves showing blitz. They're in a cover one. Everybody's crowding that line of scrimmage. Both linebackers showing blitz as well. They are really sending the house right now. Pitch to the right, and that's a good call against the blitz. And he hits the outside, and that's what you do. If you see linebackers blitzing up the middle, you pitch that ball to the outside, and those linebackers will be caught up in what we call the trash at the line of scrimmage. So a good call for the Unit going against that particular defensive call. So that's going to be 1st and 10 for the Unit, as they'll get out to around the 49-yard line. Quarterback's in shotgun for the Unit. Braves showing blitz once again. Linebacker creeps down to the line of scrimmage. This time handoff to the left-hand side. And big tackle by number 2 for the Braves. Coming from the defensive backfield, this kid is special. Everything that runs his way, he's coming up and contain it. So, he's the outside linebacker for the Braves, number 2. And sticking his head in there quick and often. If you're just joining this broadcast, this is the opening drive. Unit has 1 first down conversion, and this is 2nd and 8. 6 minutes and 32 seconds left in the first quarter. Score 0-0. I formation for the unit. Quarterback under center. Handoff once again to the right-hand side. Off tackle. Big tackle by number 1. Nothing there. And Braves just showing you how physical they are up front. And it looks like another flag thrown in late. Let's see if that's incidental laundry. No flag, no flag. So that's going to bring up 3rd and 8. No gain there as the linebackers are filling the holes, number 1 and number 2. Really putting on a tackling clinic right now. Both outside linebackers very active. As you can see, this team playing a very shallow defense, meaning that there's really no man deep. They're really attacking the run, daring the unit to put the ball in the air. Twins, and that looks like it's going to be a legal procedure or a false start or delay a game. So delay a game for the unit as they're trying to get their players in motion, but taking a bit too long to get the play off. That'll back them up 5 yards. And that's not something you want to do against this Braves defense. And that play, this play clock has been blown alive, and they're huddled to the sideline, and that's something they want to do. Let's see. So quick discussion as the coach or the referee was letting them know that play clock is active. They got to be careful not to get another delay of game here. Sends a player in motion. And that's exactly what happened. 2 delay of games. So I don't understand why you need to call your entire team over to the sideline when you're not in an active timeout. 2 back-to-back delay of games and then a timeout. Note to 13U coaches, this is not how you manage your clock. Not going to take 2 delay of games back-to-back and then call a timeout. So as they try to gather themselves right now, they'll face 3rd and 20, a big hill to climb against a very fast and aggressive Braves defense. Approaching 8 p.m. here on the West Coast. We're in Southern California at Jurupa High School. Twins to the top of your screen, 1 single receiver to the back of your screen. Braves showing an all-out blitz at the line of scrimmage, and they bring the blitz. Ball is up, and he overthrows his would-be receiver. That's going to be 4th and long, and that's going to be a roughing the passer there. Number 99 gave a late hit after the play, and there's a sideline warning against the unit. So that will bail out the unit right there as they got a roughing the passer call. Let's see where they spot it. So they'll spot the ball at the 45-yard line, 1st and 10, the unit, after a roughing the passing call. Our formation sends a player in motion. Ball is on the ground. So they'll lose maybe 4 to 5 yards on that. That's going to bring up 2nd and 14. So they'll march it back the other way and return the favor to the Braves with a chop block at the line of scrimmage. So they'll march off 15. So that's going to bring up 1st and long for the unit. Trying to get through the series of penalties at the beginning of this game. Bad snap, and the Braves are all over him as the unit's got to collect themselves right now, going backwards at every opportunity they can get. So 15-yard penalty, bad snap. Second and long for the unit. Quarterbacks in shotgun. Twins receivers to the top of your screen. Screen play. And he's met immediately. And that's not fooling the Braves at all. Braves defense extremely aggressive and reading their keys. So that's going to be a loss of 3 yards. Unit going back the other way as the Braves defense has been basically suffocating since the kickoff. Score 0-0, opening quarter, 1 minute and 38 seconds left in this first quarter. Braves trying to eat up clock, but not eating up real estate. Going backwards. Braves showing blitz once again. Linebacker standing right over the center. Ball is on the ground. And flag on the play. Wave off the flag. And that's going to bring up 4th down. So 4th down now, there's going to be punt team. And now you'll see one of the most electrifying players at the 13U position. Number 21 for the Braves will be back. A around the 45-yard line to receive this punt. And I tell you, if he gets that ball, you got to be making sure you stay in your lanes to tackle this kid. So let's see if the unit has done their scouting report, because if they have, ball is down. It's going to be blocked. It'll never get to 21. It's going to be scooped. All right, well, looks like they get back on it. And it'll be 1st and 10 around the 19-yard line. So disastrous first quarter for the unit as their offense goes backwards. Special team allows a block, and you're setting up the Braves offense on the 20-yard line. Braves will come out with twins to the top of the screen, single receiver at the bottom. And we got a player already jumping off sides for the unit, man. I think the unit needs to get out of the way of themselves, man. They've piled on the penalties really unnecessarily. The ref just set the ball, and you got a unit defensive player on the other side without the quarterback even getting set. So here we go. And the discipline, man, for the unit. I don't think the Braves are going to even have to snap the ball the rate that the unit's going right now. He's clapping his hand, and they're jumping off sides. So they've gotten a first down. Check this out now, ladies and gentlemen. They got a first down without even snapping the ball. 10 yards and penalty, very easy. Quarterback back to pass. He'll throw right to the corner. And the Braves show you how you do it. Mistake-free football. Come out on the very first play. Runs an out route, execute it, and it's 6-0 that quick, ladies and gentlemen. One-play touchdown right here on Generation X. Point after attempt coming up, as they only needed to run one play to get in the end zone. Quarterback back to pass, has a little pressure, throws it up, snatches it. Too easy. As he snags it down, the extra point is good. Your score is 8-0, 10 seconds left in this first quarter of action. So tomorrow night, an epic matchup at the 14 and under. OG Ducks, led by Coach Keefe Durham. Legendary coach at the 14U, has a lot of national championships under his belt. National pedigree. Taking on the defending youth national champs at the 13 and under now, 14 and under this year. LA Rampage, Coach Twin. So two coaches with national pedigrees and a lot of talent on both sides of the football. Sparks will be flying here tomorrow night between those two teams. Right now it's 13 and under action. Field and bounce out of bounds at the 35. Nothing can go right for this unit. I think they need to just collect themselves, get it together, and play down by down. Just take it down by down. If you look at the differences between both teams, the size is definitely a big difference. Size advantage goes to the Braves, as in the trenches, they really dwarfed the unit. Like I told you, those three major players up front, one of them being 99 and the other being 22 right now, just having their way between the defensive tackle.
Here we go, loose ball, 1st and 10, 35.
Oh, big hit. Ball comes out. Wow. And it's gotten ugly fast. Number one on the hit. He really dismantled the ball carrier, separated him from the football. And it's going to be Braves ball at the 45-yard line. That's the end of your first quarter, ladies and gentlemen. When we come back, second quarter action, Braves on the 45-yard line. All right, second quarter action right here. Beginning of second quarter action. Aubrey Braves with twins receivers to the bottom of your screen, quarterbacks and shotgun. Quick discussion with the white hat. So after a quick discussion with the referees,
Here we go. We set to start the second. Braves ball, first and 10, 35-yard line, 34.
now refs, we're going to need y'all to chill tonight. This does not need to turn into a ref show. Quarterbacks in shotgun for the Braves. Sets up, goes up top. And wow, what a catch as he climbed over the back of the would-be defender, snatches the ball out of the air. And I don't know what was more impressive, the throw or the catch, as that ball was right on time. Receiver did not have to break stride at all. Goes up and snatches out of the air. Man, I need to see that play again. What a 101, and that would be officially a Moss. That you can't write it up any better than that. Point after attempt right here. And I got to tell you, and that's number 0 with the catch. 2 plays, 2 touchdowns for the Braves. Quarterback back to pass, throws and out, and overthrew the receiver. But the score is 14-0, 9 minutes and 39 seconds in the second quarter. The Braves are flexing their muscle early, showing you why they have their hat in the ring as one of the top 13 U teams in the country. We'll have to find out, is there anybody better than this 13U team this year? We know there's a lot of 13Us that feel they can be in the number 1 ring. A lot didn't want to take the invitation over here in California, I'll tell you that. So make sure before you log on and say this team didn't get the invite and that team didn't get the invite. We exhausted the invites And we know every club out here on the West Coast trusts that. But a lot of teams kind of have that fear factor. They don't want to get in the steel cage ring with a gorilla. You can play it safe. But those teams that play it safe, we won't really even be rocking and paying them attention and laying their helmets up in the rankings because scared football is no football. You got to take on these games. Kick is up, bounces around the 35-yard line. It'll be fielded there. He's running backwards, put the ball on the carpet, and oh, man. So we wanted to see these Braves in person. We know already some of the top 13U teams in the country, and we can name them out to you. Who do we think will be competing for a national championship this year? You saw the Braves take on DEA and really had their way with DEA early in the season automatically, and that was the defending national champ from the 12 and under. You also saw a lot of Hill Lions take on that same DEA team and had a very solid performance in Texas against that DEA team. Also that same weekend, you watched the Falcons United put up a dominant performance as well. And the Braves will be flying south to Miami to take on the Golden Army. So this 13U picture will really kind of shape itself out in the next couple days of who's going to be the top 5 13U teams to watch as the race for the national championship takes form. And there's some room there. And you can see the acceleration by the running back for the unit as he gets around to maybe the 39-yard. That's the most positive yards that they had against this Brave defense so far. Power formation for the unit. And the problem that the unit's having is their center is giving them a low snap every single time. So the quarterback is picking that ball up off the carpet on every snap. And against a defense like the Braves, you can't even afford that extra second that ball is on the ground and think that front seven's not coming. A lot of penetration by 22 and 99. 41 also coming off the edge. And number 13.
Sometimes I be wrong, y'all. You know, my heart's kind of bad, man. I got 20/20 vision no more.
Braves in the cover one. And the unit cannot get out of their own way. Another penalty, a pre-snap penalty, which you just got to try to avoid. When you're playing a team like the Braves, you want to go out and execute and limit your mistakes. And that's going to be Braves ball. So I have an eerie feeling that this game might be accelerated after this series. And what do I mean by that? Well, 20-0 is a mercy rule, and it goes to a running clock.
7. Side is tough. That's Boogie. A couple on the play.
Be a gain of 4. It's going to get them down to around the 20-yard line. That's going to bring up 2nd and 6.
Second and about 5 coming up.
Quarterback rolls to the right. Oh, almost picked off. In and out of the hands of the defender. He read it, dove for it, and flat out dropped it. You want to make sure you capitalize on a mistake as the quarterback rolled to his right and misjudged his throw. Hand off left-hand side. He has some block. He'll get all the way down to the 5, still on his feet. Ball is out, but he'll recover it. And a big break for the unit as ball fumbles at the 1-yard line. And the defender was there, and unit jumps on it in the end zone, so touchback. First break for the unit. Completed. He's up the sideline and still on his feet. And he was able to tight rope the sideline all the way to the 40-yard line. Moves the change for the unit. Now the unit is on the move. So they got the one break they needed, stop the drive from the Braves in the end zone, come back, throw a screenplay that goes for 26 yards, 1st and 10 unit. Braves showing blitz, and the unit cannot get out of their own way. Another bad snap by the center. Be a loss of 4 on the play. And this, I'll tell you what, the unit will not be able to get any positive yards until they can get a center who's not shook because 22's at the nose tackle. Because, man, and I'm not going to call anybody's child out, so there's no number that I'll attach with it, but he's having a hard time. And the basic element of youth football or any level of football is center to quarterback snap. If that can't happen, a play can't happen. And at a 13 and under division, you better have that down pat in July, let alone in August against the Braves. When we come back, the rest of the action here on Generation Next.
Oh, you think darkness is your ally? You merely adopted the dark.
It's gonna be like that all day.
I was born in it, molded by it. I didn't see the light until I was already a man. By then it was nothing to me but
C5, oh! Wing time! Oh! Yeah, yeah, yeah. Woo! Zone, 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 zone. Let me see your shoulders work. I mean, I don't know what y'all came here to do, but if you ain't got a lighter, what the you smoking for?
We hot. Ah! What the though?
Damn.
Where the love go?
Oh.
5, 4, 3, 2, I let one go.
Let's
Wow, get the though.
Hey.
I don't bluff, bro. Aiming at you.
Unit in third and super long as they've been going backwards because of the quarterback to center exchange. They got another lineman showing blitz right in front of that center again. Nice snap, but rushes on. And it's picked. Coming back the other way, makes one player miss. Still on his feet. And touchdown. And so we'll help the unit kind of ease his pain a little bit by starting this running clock. Your score is 20-0. Minute 45 seconds in the second quarter. IB Braves, Allen Best Braves showing you why, they do what they're supposed to do. The teams that they feel are not as talented or may not have the personnel that they have or the coaching pedigree they have, and they just show you what you're supposed to do. You don't keep it close. Put your foot on the pedal and execute. So now the question is, and it's a lot of football left, so I won't say this game is over, but it looks well in hand right now. Point after attempt, quarterback throws a corner route, and that's broken up. So his score be 20-0. But what will this team look like against Golden Army next week, Monday night? So we haven't seen the Golden Army play a national game thus far this season. We know their pedigree. They added a lot of players to their team. They really have a mixture of Central Florida now. Some of the top kids coming out of Jacksonville, the Duval area. Some talented kids off Cypress Creek. They switched up the quarterback, which is a main component offensively. And will they be able to match up with the firepower of the IB Braves next Monday night? Then in September 17th, the action doesn't stop. Lauderhill Lions goes to Atlanta and takes on Falcons United at the Falcons home field. So one thing I can tell you about these top teams in the 13U division, they're not playing scared football. So with the running clock, we're at the half, ladies and gentlemen. Running clock. I could go see the city because the unit doesn't want to help me watch some good football tonight. Y'all keep it locked. Let's check out what the Braves are going to do second half action here on Generation X. And we welcome you back to the second half of action right here on Generation X Youth Sports Network. IB Braves taking on the Unit. The halftime score is 20-0. The Unit getting ready to kick it off to the Braves. As the Braves defer to the second half. It's fielded at the 15-yard line, and it'll take a knee. And so the Braves really want to work on their offense, didn't want to return, took a knee at the 20, just showing you that they want to work on their offense for preseason, knowing they got a big game coming up on Monday. They want to work on certain things. So the Braves have set up their offense from the 20-yard line. Trips receiver to the top of your screen. One receiver to the bottom. Hand off to the right-hand side. And he has action late. Speed for number 3. Breaking through tackles. Still on his feet. Man, look at this kid run. Man. Number 3 has some jets to him, and not just jets. He's a slender kid, but he runs with power as he was running through tackles. Same formation, doubles, quarterback and shotgun, one back set. This time a player's in motion. They'll hand off to number 14. He'll cut back in the middle. He sees the daylight. He's the smallest thing on the football field, but man, he is lighting it up. That kid cannot be taller than about 4'5", but man, putting on moves like you wouldn't believe. Makes a player miss, in and out move. And man, Braves offense just on all cylinders. And they just are looking like a championship prize fight tonight. Right punch, left punch, right punch, left. And man, so that play comes back after a holding call. But it really makes no difference because the Braves just really clicking offensively. I don't think the Unit has an answer of the combination of calls the offensive coordinator is calling for the Braves. So you'll have trips to the top of your screen, quarterbacks in shotgun, one set back. And now the quarterback will call his own number. And every play they're calling goes for positive yards. So that's a new twist to the offense as they show a zone read. He'll pull the ball in and just take it on a zone read itself. And that's Christopher Fields, the third on that carry. Number 12, the quarterback. A little confusion on that play. He'll call it himself. Still on his feet, gets across the 1-yard line, and he'll power his way in. Touchdown Braves. So on a broken play where the quarterback had a little bit of confusion, as the quarterback just called his own number, and when he got to the end zone, lowered the boom and T-bowed his way in. 26-0, running clock in full effect, as IB Braves are in full control of this game.
Looking left for the pass. Pressure by the defense. He's still on his feet.
And extra point is no good.
Right there. That was a good play. He came off the edge to decline the conversion.
I see people making their predictions already about the Braves versus Army game. How do you guys feel about it? IB Braves goes down to Miami to take on Golden Army this Monday. Who wins, Army or the Braves? And we got Dre in the booth calling the games. He says Brave win, no pressure. Cali Ball. He's screaming Cali Ball in the background. And he says he will be doing the Crip Walk after the Braves play the Army. We will have a cameraman live on Dre at the end of the game. Win, lose, or draw.
He was up to 50. I guess I'm going to Florida then, yeah.
You already know.
And passes up.
Incomplete pass.
Number 41 with the pressure for the Braves defense. That's the diet Cavs right there. That's that man that was coming off that edge in that DEA game, giving them boys the business. I remember that one.
Come on, man. The clock is running.
They got the big dog back on the line, Harmon and young Jeremiah Williams over there in the center, causing havoc. My boy, young Maya and Harmon.
Big penetration by the Braves defensive line once again. Ball is up, and that's a race to the end zone.
Goes with the scoop. He said, I'll make it up for that last one. Good call.
And it's gotten officially out of hand
Scoop and score.
for the Braves with the scoop and score. It all started up front with the penetration of the defensive tackle, pushing the center back into the quarterback. Ball's on the ground. 32
Hand out to the jet man left side. He got a block in front. Hit. See where they marking. He got a flag on the play on the backside.
Fourth quarter action coming up. And so, guys, if you ever hear the music or the sound cut, it's just us making sure that we don't get flagged for playing, copyrighted music. So, be right back. Braves in shotgun.
Looking left pass up left side is caught. Second back 5, knocked out of bounds by the Uni defender. A nice tackle on the edge, nice catch by the receiver. Third down.
It's going to bring third and goal. Third and goal for the Braves. Minutes and 11 seconds.
Quarterback looking right.
They step up in the pocket, he'll roll to the right.
End zone passes up and it's scored. That's number 14.
Touchdown as the quarterback was able to extend the play with his feet.
Cleaned up real quick.
And that's going to have the score at 32-0. Little scuffle here.
Let's get all the players that's now. Let's get all the players to the sideline. Get all the players to the sideline.
And the referee has called the game. So that'll have you, ladies and gentlemen, for the score 2-0. Rays come out here playing another level play. Top tier football from Allen's best Braves. Shout out to the Braves and shout out to the unit. Taking on the work. Not a lot of teams want to get on the field with the Braves. So I know the unit may not have one of their best showings against this top tier team. But hats off to them because a lot of teams turn down the fade. So again, scared football is no football.
You already know the best of the best. Well out.
Ain't this what they've been waiting for? You ready? I used to pray for times like this, to rhyme like this, so I had to grind like that, to shine like this. In a matter of time I spent on some locked up in the back of the paddy wagon, cuffs locked on wrist. See my dreams unfold, nightmares come true. It was time to marry the game, and I said, yeah, I do. If you want it, you gotta see it with a clear eye view. Got shorty, she try and bless me like I said I chew, like a sneeze. Please for them trick and squeeze, I'm getting cream. Never let them get in between of what we started.